Hello everybody, Dr. Kevin Connors here. A quick little video on dairy and cancer. Should cancer patients be using dairy products? Well, first we have to ask, should anybody be using dairy products? Is milk really natural? Well, in one sense, it is. It can be. It depends on the cow, it depends on the farm, depends on how it's processed. There can be beneficial uses of dairy. So I am not across the board anti-dairy. So let's make that perfectly clear. The problem is our dairy products that we get today good for you or bad for you? Dairy products that you buy in the store are not acceptable basically across the board. Anything that is pasteurized, that's the big thing. It's the harmful thing. There's a lot of studies that are out there that the probiotics in naturally fermented dairy products can be very beneficial. Here's one study. It helps decrease the proliferation, the growth of colon cancer cells. The problem is that it's the dairy itself that is the issue. When you pasteurize it, you decrease that fermentation process because you kill all the good bacteria and enzymes that have the ability to ferment. That's why it has a longer shelf life. That's why it's safe according to the FDA, because it doesn't have any bacteria in it. Well, it's the bacteria in the dairy and the enzymes in the dairy that is actually the good part for you. So they're destroying the things that are good for you. Don't be fooled thinking that I'm drinking dairy and eating cheese and drinking milk in order to have calcium. That is just absolutely ridiculous. You get your source of calcium from your green leafy vegetables. How do you think the cows get calcium? So you don't get calcium from your dairy. That's not, matter of fact, there's a lot of studies that dairy consumption increases bone disease and cancer because of the calcium. It's a huge increase in prostate cancer, greater amount of dairy that you drink because of the calcium that's in there. It's not a good source of calcium. It leads to prostate cancer and heart disease. So that's a different presentation. But pasteurization really does the harm on the milk. So you can't argue that it kills the bacteria there. Boy, you're not going to die of E. coli by drinking pasteurized milk. That's fantastic. But then why would you drink pasteurized milk? There's no nutritional value. It destroys the milk. The hormones in the milk are so dangerous. Even if you buy hormone-free dairy products, it's still the other hormones that are given to cows. The antibiotics that are given to cows, the chemicals that are in that milk. Most cows are just not a true natural breed anymore. They've been so inbred to make their bags huge so that they can produce gallons and gallons of milk a day. They're just not natural animals. Almost all the big dairies that produce milk that you're buying in the store, those cows never go outside. Never. And it's just not a natural phenomenon to be raising animals and then you're drinking the milk from those animals. It's just horrible for you. I love this Bizarro comic right here because that is so true. It's affecting us hormonally. It's very bad. Don't drink milk. Intestinal cancer rates, here's just one picture. I could have pulled up a whole bunch of different pictures of this, of different types of cancer, but this intestinal cancer was just one, and they're all very much the same. The increased amount of animal products that a person eats, and this talks about country by country, it is just a straight scale. Countries like Colombia that have a very low consumption of animal products have the lowest intestinal cancer and all different cancer rates. And you go up to Denmark, which is a very high animal consumption product country, has the highest intestinal cancer rate. It's just a one-for-one scale. It goes up. It's just crazy. So dairy is one of those. So when we look at a cancer patient, understand, I know this presentation is going out to people who will never be my patients, but when we look at a patient, we test them for dairy. Is dairy an issue? So dairy is not an issue in every cancer. So let's make that perfectly straight. But dairy is a mucus former. It doesn't give us really any nutritional value if it's pasteurized. And being a mucus former, it increases other issues, the ability for bad bacteria to grow. Uh, Better source of the fermentation, like on that previous slide where that fermented dairy products are good for you, is to use water kefir. You know, you can use the same fermentation process and get all those probiotics that you would get from a dairy kefir. I'm born and raised in Minnesota and Wisconsin, so I love dairy. It is a craving for me. It's an addiction for me. So we do have dairy in our house, but we try to limit it. It's just overconsumption of it is very harmful in the long run. So we use substitutes. Now in this picture here, it shows almond milk, soy milk, soy products, rice dream rice milk products. I would recommend almond milk. I would not recommend soy milk. I would not recommend rice milk. I know I show the picture in here because I want you to see this. This is what you're going to see when you go to the grocery store. The biggest one that I recommend is coconut milk. So drink coconut milk, almond milk, hemp milk. Those are really the substitutes if you want to have a glass of milk with something. This picture shows different benefits of different products that are out there on the right there. The problem with soy is that this is not a fermented soy milk, so then you have hormonal issues with the soy. So I do not recommend using soy milk. Problem with the rice milk is that it is typically uses an oriental rice, which is very high in arsenic, so that's very dangerous to you. We used to drink a lot of rice milk in our house years ago until we discovered that information. Coconut milk is your best source. Almond milk is another good source. Hemp milk is a very good protein. So those are the things to look for. There's not a lot of good cheese substitutes out there that really taste like cheese if you are used to good Minnesota or Wisconsin cheese. But just decreasing those out of your diet, you're going to notice a lot of increased health benefits. All right, hope this was beneficial.